What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Once more, very happy to have you with us. I really appreciate you. I see you from South Africa, from Kenya, Nigeria, from the US and Caribbean. Thank you very much for coming together on this platform. Please, you know what to do. If you new here, please feel free to join us. We want to make our community much bigger, and I think so that our voice can be heard. So I don't know if you're aware of this journalist from Cameroon based in the United States. His name is Simon Atiba. He's lived there for many years, voice for his company, and also coming forward and expressing himself face to the White House. The White House, very often when they have a press conference, they call journalists to come and ask them questions so they can respond. So this man has been discriminated against. Yeah, a brother from Cameroon, Simon Atiba. They've been looking over him, like really in a very condescending way, treating him like he's nothing, because obviously he doesn't ask the questions that they want them to ask. So we're going to watch this video and I'm going to make a comment right after. Let's go.
No, that's not, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
From across the room. You've been discriminating against me and discriminating against some people in the briefing room. And I'm saying that this is the US, this is not China, this is not Russia.
This is not China, this is not Russia. You're discriminating against me.
This is not Russia.
Okay.
What you are doing, you are making a mockery of the First Amendment.
Decorum, please.
It's been 7 months. You've not called on me. You've not my messages. I'm saying that that's not right. That's not right.
Fun times. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the press briefing room. Okay.
This is not right.
Sir, let it go.
You hear people say, let it go, telling him, let it go?
Are we ready? Are we going to behave?
Wow. Are we going to behave?
You can't keep discriminating against some people in the briefing room because you don't like them, you don't like them.
So you have a choice.
No,
You have a choice. You have a choice.
A number of people
Okay.
in the briefing room, and I'm saying that that's not right. This is not China. This is not Russia. This is the United States. This is the White House. It's been 7 months. I sent you emails.
The rest of us are here too, pal.
It's been 7 months. You guys have not done anything for me.
If you have grievances, you should bring them to her later.
I have
Right
done
now,
that.
this is
I've
for the
done that.
entire
All my
press
emails
corps,
have been
and the
ignored.
press corps is tired of dealing with this.
It isn't
I've
just
done
about
that.
you,
I
Simon.
understand that you get questioned all the time.
It isn't just about you, son. You hear all these voices. You're going to get back to that.
And you don't understand what it is to sit here for 8 months and being discriminated against.
He's been sitting for 8 months and they've never given him the words, never asked him to ask a question. Believe that?
Understand that you're in the front row and you feel comfortable and you get questions all the time. But there are people in the back who don't get any questions.
Don't make assumptions about what the rest of us do. Mind your manners when you're in here. If you have a problem, you bring it up afterwards. But you are impinging on everybody in here who's only trying to do their job.
Okay, thank you. I'm saying that you shouldn't discriminate against some people because you don't agree with their question, you're offended by your
You made your
question.
point.
As you can see, this brother named Simon Atiba, very interesting person, originally from Cameroon, living in the state for many years now. He's a journalist, renowned and respected. Okay, so in order to access the White House, you get a card. As a journalist, you get a card that's official, that allows you to go to the White House and ask questions during briefings. And during briefings, obviously, the government want to portray an image they want you to believe. So they want to speak in a certain way. They expect you to ask certain questions that will put them in a good light. So you ask questions that it's like easy balls so we can score. Now, if you ask questions that are not very nice, questions that sound a little bit conservative, if the government is Democrats, they don't like you very much. Now, because they cannot just take your card away from you, they need to find excuses and reasons why not they should give you a card. So this brother, as he says himself, it's been over 6 months they discriminate against him. So he's sitting in a boarding room, he's sitting in this room where the briefing room, but never they give him word. They just pass over him like it's nobody. So clearly,
Don't make assumptions about what the rest of us do. Mind your manners when you're in here. If you have a problem, you bring it up afterwards. But you are impinging on everybody in here who's only trying to do their job.
you can hear those voices, the voices of people talking, saying, oh, you're not alone here. Don't speak for us. Those people are obviously people that are privileged, people that get voice, people that get airtime, people that get time to express themselves, to ask questions. It's very normal that they try to protect their own privilege. These are the privileged people that get privilege in the White House briefing room. They obviously have to protect the privilege. Saying, no, whatever, what are you talking about? We're all here. It's not, don't make this about yourself. But the brother has been very adamant. And you can see the paternalistic attitude of this lady saying, we're going to behave. It's like she's talking to a toddler, like talking to a kid. Are we going to behave? How can you speak to a grown man? Are you going to behave? Because he asks you not to discriminate against them. In other words, guys, we live in a world of information warfare. Okay, all the information that you get, I ask you to question. Yes, question everything. Question things from me. You hear it from me, go question it. Go make sure you get the right information. Don't let me lie to you, because the bottom line is, if you do not portray things the way we want you to portray them, then you are the enemy. Now, this brother here received a letter, an official letter very recently, warning him that he's going to see his cards taken away. And this is not the first time. They said the African journalist who interrupted Jen Psaki final White House press briefing earlier this month said a financial processing company, Stripe, is cutting off his publication income. So, you know, Stripe is like, it's like a way you can get and send money. It's like a, how do you call it? It's like PayPal, very close to PayPal. Now, Stripe has blocked him from sending or receiving money from his website because they don't like what he says. They found excuses for that. You understand what I'm saying? They said today, News Africa correspondent Simon Atiba provided a post with a copy of a message informing that his website's offer of a lifetime subscription of $1.4 violated Stripe company policy, and therefore had to have to start from scratch with another payment processor. So he had to quit Stripe because Stripe said he's violated his whatever out of the blue. How is that possible? Obviously, these people work together. Stripe, what they all work together with the government. This is what it says. Hi Simon, we writing to inform you that we have determined your business Today Africa News is in violation of the Stripe service agreement. Specifically, we are unable to accept payment for your subscription over a year extended warranty, as mentioned on our restricted business list. My man, the world is not fair. If you dance our dance, you move like we move, we like you. Doesn't matter what you do. Whether you're a dictator, you make people suffer. As long as you allow us to do our things in your country, that's cool. We can take off your minerals, take off your riches, that's cool. You can force your people to accept, men wanting, you know what I'm talking about? It's cool. It doesn't matter what you do to your people, that's fine. But as long as you start doing things that are not necessarily what we want you to do, even if you're the nicest person, like Gaddafi used to be, he did some stuff, but he was very nice in the broad part of it. We don't want you. You're a dictator. You're a problem. They need to get rid of you. So Simon Atiba posing questions, but they've side-blinded him. Literally, they don't look at him. They don't ask him anything. They don't allow him to express himself. And out of menaces, they've threatened to take away his card, allow his access card, because he asks questions that bothers people. Questions like, why are we in Ukraine? Is that important? Is that necessary? Why are we sending guns? Why are we spending money on other people rather than spending money in New York where there are 500,000 homeless people? Why are we wasting money on things that are not necessary? How about we fix these people's situation? No, they don't want to fix those situations because those people, homeless people, make them money. You know what I'm saying? So again, let me know how you feel about this. Is the discrimination right? I showed you a video a while back about a couple that went to a restaurant to eat, and the woman was wearing a short and they were discriminated against. The owner of the restaurant asked them to leave. In the meantime, many other people were in the restaurant wearing short. It wasn't a problem because there were different skin tone. Those people could wear short. There was no problem to nobody. But this specific lady who wore short was asked to leave. Now, the gentleman who was with that lady called everybody out. He said, hey, look, we are being chased out of the restaurant because my woman is wearing a short. And this is not acceptable. Nobody reacted to that. None of the people that were sitting there, none of the European that was sitting in the room stood up and said, oh, no, this is not acceptable. Because obviously, had she been European, they would have said, no, that's not acceptable because look at that person out there. She's wearing shorts. She's wearing short too. He's wearing short. Nobody expressed themselves. The gentleman was looking for sympathy. He wanted to see somebody stand up and fight for him. Nobody did. Okay, because they're not concerned, because everybody's used to seeing people like ourselves suffer, people like ourselves being mistreated. It's okay, it's normal to see police harassing people like ourselves. And mentally, they find excuses. They know subconsciously that, okay, the reason if the police is harassing him, he certainly is a criminal, just because he looked like this, right? Isn't that the same thing that's happening in that briefing room? While he's expressing himself, everybody else is going, oh, well, you're not alone here. We all need to ask questions. Yeah, you need to respect the rules. Because people are naturally used to seeing people like ourselves being mistreated and treated in the most inappropriate ways. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure to read from you. God bless.